You are the author of your own storybook of life. To be honest, I'm a little nervous to make this video. It's kind of personal and maybe embarrassing, and I think it's one of my most important life lessons, so I really want to make sure I communicate it right. So here we go. I was driving my car to work one day when I had a sudden realization. I might never get married. I always assumed it would happen eventually. It's what I always wanted, to meet that special person for me to start our life together. But the years were rolling by. I was 24, then 25, 26, 27. I kept expecting to be married any time, but it kept not happening. And it wasn't for lack of effort. I had a series of relationships, they just didn't work out. So what did this mean? I guess I subconsciously had this expectation there are different phases of your life. There's a plan somehow, like a blueprint. You know, middle school, high school, university, get a job, get married, have kids, live happily ever after. But actually, there is no hard set plan. In fact, here's the crazy thing. If you wanted to live in a different city next month, you could. Technically, you could buy a plane ticket tonight and go there, although you wouldn't get the best prices. You literally could wake up tomorrow in a totally new environment. So here is the fallacy. I had always kind of felt there was something else, someone else, guiding my life to the next step. And why did I think this? Why do many of us think this? Well, in your early life, you have your parents guiding you, so it really is kind of like that. Plus, for me personally, I had a religious upbringing that probably had something to do with it. Or maybe I had watched too many Disney movies with a happy ending. My conclusion: there are no guarantees that what I'm waiting for will ever happen. There's no cosmic force planning my next chapter. Then I thought about it like this metaphor, which is the title of this video. Previously, I was viewing myself like the protagonist in the storybook of my life, not as the author. I had the assumption that if you just kind of wait and go through the chapters of the book, these things will happen eventually. You just need to wait long enough. In fact, people even tell you, just relax. As soon as you stop worrying about it, that's when the right person will just stumble into your life. What horrible advice. That's horrible advice. Why do people say that? So with this metaphor, viewing your life as a series of chapters, I realized you have to be the author of your own storybook. No one else is going to do it for you. You are the only one. It is up to you. From one point of view, that could be scary, but it's also empowering, because otherwise you're just kind of floating along in life, waiting for things to happen to you. And I'd like to make one clarification here. You are both the author and the protagonist of the storybook that's your life. There are some things that just kind of happen to you that you don't have influence over, but the big decisions you certainly can influence by determining your perspective, your focus, what choices you're going to make. So you get the whole idea. And what did I do next? What action did I take? I actually reflected back to the Stoic mindset, which seeks to have you focus on the things that you do have control over and accept those which you don't. So I thought, okay, maybe I don't have control over if and when I'm going to meet the right person for me, but if I look at my life like sectors on a pie chart, you've got things like family, friends, health, job, finances, hobbies. Different areas, and each of these could have their own score on how well they're doing. I also thought about how you sleep about 8 hours per day, so that leaves you with 16 hours of conscious time per day. And if you have a full-time job, you're working 8 hours, so at least half of your waking hours in your life you spend working at your job. So on this pie chart, I decided to focus on career. That's one thing I certainly could influence. Actually, I ended up selling my house, selling my car, quitting my job, and pursuing my thing to be my own boss. But that's a topic for a different video. Suffice it to say, that was the right action for me. That's not the right action for everyone. So if you take away anything from this video, here is the key lesson. Don't sit passively waiting for some outside force to change things for you. If you're feeling pretty satisfied with your life already, if things are generally okay, awesome. But if you've got some big problems and you're genuinely feeling unsatisfied every day, you have to take responsibility to make a new plan, to steer yourself in a different direction, to be the author and write the next chapter. Leave a comment below if there's something you've identified that you would like to be your next chapter in life. As I said, this is a really important life lesson, and I feel like I'm kind of exposing and opening myself up here, so I would be really interested to hear what you all think as well. How you want to take action instead of being passive. That's it. I'll see you tomorrow for the next life lesson. I'm doing one of these every day for 30 days, so see you real soon.